Welcome to Roblox Spraypaint. I'm gonna be looking through my save files and cleaning them up and stuff and making space. So come with me. Let's go! So my first save file is a save file called Pizza and OC. Let's get that all over there. Very yummy pizza. Yummy, yummy. And then there's this girly with like a drill arm and this little screw. She's like a mechanic and she like repair her little drill arm whenever it would break. Yeah, cool. Next up we have like some doodles. There's a really fat cat. There's this like girly with another fat cat, and there's this girly just working out. I don't know what I tried to do with like the blue highlight. I think I need to turn on the like opacity thing for it to look good. No, I don't know what I don't know what I was doing. So yeah. I think I was trying to like kind of shade it in a way that would contrast with the skin, but other than that, let's get to the next one. I wonder where the next one is. Maybe if I look up? The next one is this like very cool colored lady who is just relaxing, having a good time, looking gorgeous. The next one is one of my favorites because, if you don't know, I really like cats because they're super cute. And, here are some cutie patootie cats. Oh, here's some cutie patooties. So cute. And here's some dogs. I don't like dogs as much as cats, but still cute. I was listening to Kesha while drawing it, which is why the dog is listening to Kesha. I wrote some stuff down about my cat, if you want to read it. And this is an evil cat. Evil cat. Evil. Anyway, let's continue on the next one. So this next piece is kind of based on my depression. I've never really talked about it on here, but I guess I will now. It mostly kind of just like depicts like a bunch of these characters going through their own struggles with it. Some of them kind of losing things like their hair, which is kind of like symbolic. If you know, you know. Some people crying, some people being really sad while taking it. I've had a lot of struggles myself with depression, especially now after diagnosis and with the medication. So that piece is very important to me, and if you have depression as well, feel free to talk about it. Anyway, let's continue. This is a really pretty mermaid. I never really gave her a name, now that I think about it. I really like how I drew the scales and everything. Here are some doodles. There's like a little girl. And there's like a hand, which I really like. And let's see, this is one of my favorite drawings. This is a teacher whose name is Miss Mustard. She's not really based on anything in real life, but me, I like her because I like how I did with the colors, her figure, especially her hair. Really proud of it. She's super pretty. This next one is like a star cultist. That's what it said in the file. It's basically like a person that kind of like would worship stars and stuff. I'm not really sure what I was thinking while making this other than 2 Time from Forsaken. But yeah. I really like how I shaded like the little necklace. This next one is another piece based on my depression. I made this when I just started taking my antidepressants, and also kind of like how I felt. When I first started taking it, it was kind of insane to me that like, wow, I don't have to feel so crappy all the time, and this little blue pill can help me with that. But at the same time, I kind of felt kind of alienated. Like, I had gotten really used to just feeling like crap all the time that now that I wasn't, thanks to the medication. It was like there was a hole in my chest. It's a very difficult feeling to describe. This next one is kind of like a horror art piece with like a little monster. And I was going for like those like colors with like the heat signatures and stuff, like, you know, like blue is cool and like the warmer it gets is like the actual warmth. This next one is like a really cutie patootie guy. I really like how I drew them. I gave them some blush, and if you can tell, they have these like little pimple patches, you know, like the one with like to have like the shapes and stuff. I've always wanted to try those. They have like a tank top because it's hot. They have these like kind of blink hairstyle type of haircut. And they look super cute. I just want to squish them. This next one is like a Yuri of like this like angel and like a woman kind of praying and mourning after something happened. Fun fact, when I was working on this, people were griefing it like crazy. Like, and like they also bought like the Game Pass that like gives you like the extra layers just to grief it. Kind of a waste of money in my opinion. But anyway, let's go to this one. Here's like a little self-portrait I made. This isn't exactly what I look like in real life, but I wanted to kind of make myself feel happy by drawing myself, by kind of how I want to look in the future. Plus I like pie, so who doesn't like pie? I love it. Ah, lots of good drawings. Now I wonder what the next one will be. I'm so excited. Wait a minute. Princess Inoya from the hit game Dream Game. I really like how Inoya turned out in this piece because of how like the hair kind of looked like wires in a way, and also how shiny the crown is. Oh my gosh. And also like the whole android thing I had going on because, you know, she's a robot. And a lot of like in the fan art that I see of like her, she's always wearing this like pink bow and this like fancy stuff, and she looks so pretty in it, so I wanted to kind of incorporate that into when I was drawing her. She's one of my favorite characters from Dream Game, along with Natasha, Mafioso, and some other characters that I can put on here. So this next piece is dedicated to Pride Month as a whole, because at the time I made this it was June, and the time I probably post this will be July. But a lot of these characters kind of like feature characters that are a part of the Pride community, such as transgender, intersex, and having like these features showing them who they truly are, like top surgery, like how their body is, etc, etc. There's an arrow race person right here, and there's like a green person over here. It was like just a little doodle that I made. And there's a transgender woman here. She's having fun. There's two gay men here kissing, just loving each other. They were actually kind of like based on how my dads kind of love each other, because they love each other very much. Here's some lesbian angels. They were based on doves, a non-binary drawing of... I don't think this was really any character in particular, but I'm gonna admit that I was kind of basing the design off Tysm. So these next few pieces are basically just little doodles, some colored, some not. This one has Gubby and this one has like a little bunny with like some messy hair on the top. Here's a little doodle of me. I made it during Pride Month, and if you don't know, I am actually transgender. So yeah. And here are some more doodles of me, just very whimsical. And here's like a little doodle kind of complaining about how like how my hair is growing and everything, and I'm kind of nervous that people are gonna think I'm a girl. Here's a cat with really long boots. Here's another doodle of me being whimsical, and when I adopted a random cat when I was like 6. Ignore that. And here's a little doodle of me taking a bath. Why my eyes kind of look like prunes in that little image is because whenever I take my eyes off, I can't see that well. So I wanted to express that. And the doodle you just saw is of me and my mom, because I love my mom. I love my mom very much. I love my family. I love my mom. I love my dad. I love my dads. I love my family very much. I love them. And here's New from Forsaken eating a ghost burger. And I was eating at the time while I was making this, so I kind of drew like a little circle on there, kind of showing how I was like eating in case I didn't respond to anyone. Here's Hatsune Miku, and me being like a little fan and being like, oh my god, I love you, Miku, I love you, Miku. And here's me taking my 3 little feral creatures out for a walk. Here's me watching Steven Universe because I really like it. And here's me and my friend at school when I'd go like, I miss my dogs every time I'm away from them because I love them very much. And I hate school because I have to be away from my dogs. Man, these last few pieces have been full of whimsy and wonder and joy. I sure hope this next piece doesn't feature any angst or any sadness whatsoever. I jinxed it, didn't I? Well, since I jinxed it, I must parallel this art by drawing some very happy art of the pair. So let me draw a little Tysm, hidden the little arms and their messy hair, and then draw their beautiful, beautiful monster boyfriend. Didn't stab in the back. No, absolutely not. They're alive. They're alive and frolicking in a field of flowers together, and they have like a little cabin, and they're in love and everything, and nothing bad ever happened to them, and they're full of whimsy, and they're full of joy, and they're super happy. Nope, they're not in some dimension that is literal hell. They did not die. They are happy and whimsical together, and nothing will ever happen to them that is super bad, super angsty. Nothing whatsoever. Happy ending. Yay! Man, that last piece was super sad and angsty. And did I say sad? I sure hope this next piece is joyful so I can stop feeling so sad and everything. If I'm not, I'm gonna be really mad. So anyway, on to the next one. I tried to like draw Elliot from Forsaken, but I'm gonna be honest, I kind of got lazy with the color. So this is it. I kind of wanted to draw them as like a person of color, since I've seen a lot of people do that with like the other characters, and I thought it'd be fun. And here's like some more Pride art during Pride Month, because in this server that I drew this, there was a lot of let's just say not very nice people, and I wanted to draw this in hopes of like maybe making it a little bit more friendly and being able to combat against the, let's just say, people being very not friendly. Here's a non-binary person right here. There's some transgender people if you saw. And some other doodles, and if you spot them, you may pretty please comment them. I'm sure this will be a character that you recognize, which is kind of like my avatar, except it's like a little creature, but yeah, it's Skag from Regretivator. Skag is one of my favorite characters from Regretivator. Here's like some designs of just shapes and beats. I've never actually played the game, but I kinda knew about it when I was like younger and when it came out, but couldn't really afford it. I recently watched like a whole playthrough of it, and oh my god, I love the game, I love the music, I love the characters. My favorite character would probably be like the helicopter and friend. And I kind of like Blixer, I guess, too. Especially when he's like a little king and everything. It's a very nice game, and I highly recommend you play it. And here's some more little doodles of me. This is me when I was a baby. I was literally the pill baby. This is me. Fun fact, I am not a human. I have fangs, and I eat stuff with like huge fangs, and I'm a vampire. No, I'm a werewolf. My friends can support me with this. I'm actually a werewolf, and when the moon is the full moon, I turn into a wolf. And if you don't know, I am also autistic, so I made this doodle. And here's like a mermaid. And here's some more doodles of me. I keep getting random nosebleeds for some reason. Ignore that. This is some of me getting attacked by my dogs. This is a gubby that is glutinous. Here's a cherry I drew. I'm not too proud of it. I feel like I could have done better with the shading. It kind of looks kind of botched, if I'm gonna be honest. But you can look at it if you want, even though it's not that good. And here's a mermaid that I drew. I really like how I drew the scales and everything. And I like how I did the skin as well. I really love mermaids. They're so cool. They're super fun to draw as well. But although we want to look at mermaids, we must get to the next one. So I wonder what this next one will be. These last few ones have been kind of getting angsty, you know? Now let's hope. Oh man. So, well, we can ignore that last piece because we are full of whimsy and we are full of joy. Let's look at two characters that are super full of whimsy and joy. Or actually three. Or actually four. Let's see, there's like some gubbies here. And there's Mac from Regretivator. I love her so much. She's my Airways queen. I love her. Here's some gubbies fighting and being territorial. There's a gubby right there, sitting. And here's Pest and Poop. I wanted to give Pest like extra arms to make them kind of look more bug-ish, if you know what I mean. And here's Poop with some cargo pants that are also neon and glow in the dark. Here's a little gubby having a lollipop and a whimsical hat. And here's a trans flag and a scarf. Like, I think why I drew that was because there was like a person that had like this like, oh, draw these little things on top of this character and stuff. They have like these like things in like the servers, which are really fun. Here's some Save Palestine art. Save Palestine, guys. Donate to fundraisers and help anyone who needs help there. They really do need it. So here's some art I made of Tea Time from Forsaken. I think this was made after like, you know who got kind of exposed for it and stuff. And some people were thinking like, hey, now that Tea Time is really associated with them because like, you know, their character, they were like, what if we give him a little redesign? So I made this. It's not the best as the other ones I've seen, but it's fine, and I guess I'm proud of myself for making this. I wanted to I'm gonna admit, I kind of inserted some of my own characteristics into it, like the little necklaces and stuff, because I love wearing necklaces, and also kind of like the feminine body type. Here's a little cubby with like a beret and a brush. Here's guest 1337. I know some of you freaks will thirst over him. Here's a cute little doodle of Cool Kid. He has like a little Teen Cool Kid shirt that he kind of just like got a Sharpie and drew over. Here's him with ice cream, and he actually wears one sock. And here's with his dad, kind of showing him a picture he made that he's very proud of, and his dad is very proud of as well. Oh, I sure hope nothing bad happens to the two of them and they don't get transported to a hellish dimension and that one of them doesn't disappear. Oh, and here's Static Miku. And here's like a little lady with like a strawberry dress. Here's a non-binary skater. I was trying to like kind of play around with shapes and stuff with this. Kind of trying to challenge myself, you know. And here's some angel lesbians that love each other very much. So a headcanon me and my friend have, based on this like little doodle, is that Blue Dude glows. Especially when he like has like any strong emotions and stuff. Let me turn it on also so you can see the neon paint. And here's his poor mother getting flashbanged. And here are the two little creature of us fighting. So Cool Kid is kind of biting on him. And here is his dad, 7 and 7, kind of just like talking to him like, we don't bite people, son. Well, maybe he deserves it. And here's Blue Dude's mom kind of like asking why Cool Kid bit him. And like Blue Dude is kind of trying to avoid the conversation because he knows he will probably get in trouble. Here's Blue Dude and his mom. Ignore the drawing that is on the left. That is definitely not ink. And here's Blue Dude's mom. I would usually say her username, but I can't pronounce it. I'm gonna be completely honest. So this next drawing was based on like Blue Dude's mom and also kind of like a design of Noli that I saw. It was kind of like gender bent. And since like Noli and 7 and 7 are kind of like a gay bubble, I thought, hey, what if in this kind of timeline, Noli and Blue Dude's mom, which is like 007 and 7, are like lesbians. And I'm gonna be honest, it was the best idea I had yet. And here's Blue Dude's mom, kind of just like petting him while he's just being a cutie pie. Here's a little doodle of Blue Dude's mom that I was really proud of, and I really liked the shading. I might try to shade with that color again. And here's Blue Dude's mom crying over absolutely nothing at all. And ignore this, please. Oh, and here's a little doodle of me with my transgender flag. So nice, guys, so nice, and definitely nothing nefarious going on. Man, for some reason there is something nefarious going on here, but at least we can look at this cool kid just eating his burger. And here's a little gubby with glasses, because he's a nerd. Here's guest 1337 kind of offering 007 and 7 kind of a smoke, but he doesn't smoke, so he denies it. Here's 007 and 7 trying to avoid 1x, 1x, 1x. I tried to draw her well, but I'm not too good at drawing her, I'm gonna be honest. Here's Cool Kid and his dad, and he is definitely not killing his dad. Oh, and here's Cool Kid in like a puffer jacket, because back when I was a kid, I'd always wear this at the time. And they were pretty comfortable. And this is definitely a normal Cool Kid. Definitely not in a hellish dimension worked by an otherworldly being. Nope, this is a normal Kuka, guys. This is a normal Kuka. There is nothing wrong about him. He is not killing anyone. He is a good child. Please, he is... So, here's a little doodle of Guppy with like some experimentation with like the opacity thing. And here's a sketch of Pearl from Steven Universe. And here's a little doodle of me listening to Mitski, because I love Mitski. I love you, Mitski. I love you. And Lapis. Oh, Lapis. Oh, no one understands her like I do. I swear to God, I love Lapis so much. Guys, Lapis Lazuli is literally me. She's me. She's me. I love her so much. I love her. This next one is like a Chikawa doodle, because like when I was like in the server, I was starting to see some people draw Chikawa stuff, and I thought, hey, what if I draw something really unhinged? And here's like the little true meme. I don't know if you know it or not. And I tried to draw it, but it came out kind of botched. Here's me, kind of being very prideful and stuff. And here's like a little doodle of me at the time, and going like, oh, my lungs. And I was kind of wondering why my lungs are coughing. Meanwhile, my stepdad was smoking up a storm. And here's a little doodle of lesbians kissing, just being happy. And here's what I'll say. And here's like a little doodle of like a girl. I never actually really named her, so I'm gonna name her Carmen. Yeah, Carmen seems like a pretty good name. Ooh, it looks kind of good with like when you have the neon paint off too. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of didn't do good with the shading. But we also have these little doodles that I made. I was still trying to experiment with the opacity, and I'm gonna admit I'm not too good with it. Man, I love drawing Pride stuff for Pride Month. This one's like a Pride wall that I made when I was like kind of like in another server that kind of had some of those like, you know, negative people. So I wanted to draw this in hopes of maybe making it a little bit more friendly and a little bit less, you know, hostile. And here's a clown I drew. But yeah, here's a clown I drew. I really love how this shading came out, but I really wish I had actually drawn it in an art software instead of just like spending hours upon hours just drawing this. Still, I'm very proud of it. And it also helped me how to learn how to color and stuff. I really like how whenever, before I color, I kind of check like, hey, does this color have good harmony with all the other colors? I suggest for you guys to learn color theory, because it can actually come very in handy. So these are some more Forsaken or Blue Dude doodles. This is Blue Dude's mom. And I really like how the line art came out. And here's like a little doodle of Blue Dude with his like headset, and he has like a little band-aid on his knee. And here's Blue Dude's mom kind of suffering the consequences of Blue Dude losing a match and not being able to sleep, unfortunately. And here's this one, a little doodle of me, because I was sleep deprived and I needed to sleep really badly, but I didn't want to. I gotta get on my grind, you know? I gotta draw. Oh, what's that over there? Man, would you look at that? I had already shared this art before, but I wanted to show it here again, because I wanted to kind of show some special little details, like how I drew like some little binary code, because like John Doe has like some little code on his arm, little code particles. I'm just gonna shut up and kind of let y'all see the piece. So this one is kind of like a little jester magical girl. I really love how this turned out, and I'm gonna be honest, I might actually make her like a little character because I love how her design came out. I love how like the colors came out as well. Like they have such a lot of harmony, and they remind me of like candy, except if like you leave it in the sofa for a bit and like the color kind of just like dies a little. I don't know what it is about these saturated colors. They're kind of yummy. Oh, and this one is like a little doodle of Blue Dude's mom again, except it has a lot more detail, and I tried to make her sweater kind of look fuzzy. I love how this turned out. I absolutely love it. It was so fun to draw, I'm gonna be honest. I really hope I can draw something like this again, because oh my god, it turned out so good. Recommendation, guys? Shade with warm colors. It actually turns out really well. And here's like a little doodle of me with my 2 pride flags. And yeah, I think this is it. So these next few pieces are still more fan art, but don't worry, we'll get to some other fan art content. Here's like a little doodle of me kind of going, oh, my back hurts. Here's like a little doodle of Cool Kid. I kind of changed the design a bit because I've seen a lot of people draw him with these like demon tails and everything, and these like little demon motifs. And I drew someone kind of gave me a compliment under my art, and I kind of drew like thank you, but it was kind of botched, I'm gonna be honest. And here's some more doodles that you can see. Here's like, he has like a little 007 and 7 themed bracelet. I tried to make it with his colors, but I think I may have gotten the burger wrong. Here's a little doodle of me, and here's a little doodle of me waking up. And my hair has been growing very rapidly for absolutely no reason, for some reason. And this isn't actually my bed, even though I wish, but I do have a shark plushie that I love very much. And here's a little cat plushie that I wish I had also. I have lots of cat plushies, but specifically one that would stand up would be so fire. It would be so fire. And here's a little doodle of me. I want to thank you all for the support so far, even if things are starting to get really hard, both in real life and kind of in like the digital world. You guys are very nice, very whimsical, and all very talented and creative and skilled. I've been having a lot of fun with this channel. I've been having a lot of fun with you, and it's been really fun so far. And even though some things can seem dark sometimes, have fun, guys. Goodbye.